What's going on, guys? Tommy Cost here, and today I'm commentating some 2v2 midship gameplay. Now, I know some of you guys want me to do different maps and game types, but right now I want to stick with the very basics and the most common maps. But as always, hope you guys can learn something, and if not, at the very least, enjoy. So I spawn car 3, my teammate spawns car 2. The starting spawns in Halo 2 Classic are dynamic, so you'll never know where you're going to spawn off the start. It's all luck, and being that we spawn car, we both die pretty fast off the start. So looking at my death cam here, Kampy's pushing the pink 2, and basically that's what you want to do on midship. You want to control pink tower. And the reason you want to control pink is pretty obvious, but if you guys don't know, it's the highest point on the map, so having a height advantage, you can see spawns, you can shoot down at people, and also it has a lot of cover at pink 2 and pink 3, and that cover will ultimately help you dodge shots, noob combos, grenades, stuff like that. So I got a pretty nice stick at pink 2, threw a nade and almost stuck his teammate as well. So right here, just trying to put shots in both of these guys. I call them out both at red 2 because that's where they are. So Kampy's at P3 and I'm sitting blue 2 right now. And Kampy kills one guy and putting shots in the street. This is a very good setup we have going. When you have a guy sitting at pink and one guy sitting at red or blue, it's extremely easy to narrow down spawns and team shoot. Just keep in mind that they could spawn under the base that you're at. So if you're the guy sitting in one of the bases, they could spawn on you or under you. So I kill Goat. I see Javon on my radar, so I decide to push him because I know his teammate's dead. But unfortunately, his teammate spawns right here, so I'm forced to engage, but I clean him up with a nice beatdown. So whenever you have 2 down like this, you want to push pink. You want to get map control. Pink is what you want to control, as I said before. The ideal setup is to have one guy at pink 2, kind of putting shots, raining shots down, and the other guy can rotate from base to car to base. Doesn't really matter. Just keep in mind that if you're the guy sitting at pink 2, and you should always have an eye on your teammate to make sure he's not getting double teamed, because naturally he's not going to have as much cover as you if he's roaming around. So Kampy has a sword. He's trying to stay alive. I 4-shot the guy going for him. As you can probably already tell, this connection is phenomenal for me. Looking for spawns. Don't see anyone. Put 2 shots in Javon. Call him out at red 1. Back down. Go into P3. And it's something that you should do quite often when you're playing doubles. If you don't have help, just simply stay alive. Doesn't matter how you do it. You could run. In this case, I'm just rotating from pink 2 to pink 3, putting shots, being annoying. One good tip for midship, well, I guess for any map, honestly, is to be more specific with your callouts. Given the size of midship, it's a very small map, very fast-paced, hectic map. It's going to be a lot of team shotting going on. You're rarely going to find yourself in those 1v1 scenarios. So when you shoot people, and this kind of ties into staying alive as well, when you put shots in someone, don't just say, okay, he's half shields at wherever he's at. Because when you're playing good people, they're going to move around. They're going to try to stay alive and try to get away from wherever they were getting shot at. So to combat this, when you shoot at someone or when you get someone weak, you should call out how weak they are, where they're going, and their gamer tag. Now, it might seem unnecessary to do all that, but it's going to help your teammate make better, more educated decisions, and ultimately, it's going to improve your teamwork. Anyway, I'm out of BR ammo. All I have is a needler. I decided to crouch because my teammate just died, and I don't know where they're at. My teammate gets a pretty unlucky spawn right next to me, right into 2 guys. So in order for me to help him, I need to get some ammo. So I thought about lifting right here, but lifting will usually result in a death, especially being that there's 2 guys there. In hindsight, I could have short lifted, but I decided to go back to Eli and help my teammate. Get some pretty poor shots in Goat. Jumping up to Eli, trying to stay alive. My teammate calls out there's a guy under me and there's a guy on top, so I decided to rush one. Get a nice BXR on Goat. And one tip for situations like that, like if you feel you're going to get pinched or there's 2 guys and they're kind of closing in on you, make a decision fast. And the reason being is because the longer you wait, the easier it's going to be for the enemies to regroup, regain their shields, and double team you. See a guy red street putting some shots. Playing passive, we have a pretty good lead, so there's really no reason to rush, and I'm just trying to keep this guy weak. One small tip I can give you is don't do what I'm doing. Don't sit at car. Car is a very bad spot to be. It's one of the most vulnerable spots on the map. You almost never want to find yourself at car, but it was acceptable in this case because we're up by so much, and we kind of have these guys on their heels. So back to our initial setup. Kampy's at P3, I'm at blue 2, and this is, again, the ideal setup on midship. Kampy calls out there's a guy under my base, so I decide to have a look. Missed a couple shots here, but Goat was weak enough for a beatdown, so I got that. Now, something that I haven't mentioned yet is going pink 1 for these 3 frag nades. In Classic, I'm sure you guys already know, you can hold up to 8 grenades. So picking them up can only help, and you could really flush people out of the bases by throwing those nades that I just threw. So you might be wondering why you haven't seen much noob combo action this game, and that's pretty simple. On midship, with all the corners, crevices, walls, the noob combo is kind of rendered useless against good players. It's pretty easy to dodge, so it's really not a priority for me. I'm not trying to imply that it's not worth picking up, but I don't prioritize it on midship, especially in team doubles. So right here, we're both at pink 2 and pink 3. Kampy's kind of rushing far out, trying to get some shots in Goat. We kill him. Kampy goes back to pink 2, and I'm at pink 2 as well, so we really don't have much of an angle on these guys. And Kampy realizes that, so he starts to push. So I push top middle, trying to help Kampy out. Putting shots, get a nice 4-shot on Javon for the running riot. Looking red for spawns. Don't see anyone at red, so I look at blue. Peek out, see both of them, combo 1, but that's game. Anyway, guys, that's it for me. Be sure to like, favorite, comment, subscribe. Love you guys. Peace.